Thank you guys so much for coming back to Interact. I'm here with my first special guest of the evening, Ashley Dalton, who's a beauty consultant. And before we get into the trends and the tips and the things that I was talking about earlier, she's actually going to give us just a little bit more background on who she is as a professional and how this all started for her. How are you, Ashley?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Can you give the audience, those individuals who, whether they be men or women, who are aspiring beauticians, or rather be aspiring to be in the beauty industry, whether it be consulting or doing makeup, how did this start for you?
Well, I started at Macy's at the Bobbi Brown counter. I was just cleaning the counter, cleaning brushes, helping out the artists, and it kind of evolved into something bigger that I didn't see coming.
Okay.
So,
no, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I started by doing I started by doing makeup on a few of the clients that would come in, just lipstick, blush, mascara, simple things.
Mm-hmm.
And then it started to grow and grow, and I started to love it.
And you're
so
like, whoa.
Right. So I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. So the other artists around me, they started to help me. I remember moving from the Bobbi Brown counter to the Impulse counter, where I was working with brands like Anastasia, Inglot, Urban Decay, and all those artists together helped kind of build me and molded me into being like into the artist that I am today. So that was just kind of like my start.
Yeah. Okay. And at what point were you like, because so you're telling me that in the beginning it was you working for the Bobbi Brown counter, you went Impulse, and you were working with all these brands and kind of getting a feel for the industry in those lanes.
Right.
When was there a shift that you said to yourself, all right, this is for me, I'm actually going to take this serious and like go a step further?
I guess the shift was when I was hired for Black Girls Rock.
Whoa.
Right. So I got a call from a friend. Crazy. Yes. I got a call from a friend, and I believe like her cousin worked. She was like one of the producers for BET. And she was like, hey, Ash, there's an opening spot for Black Girls Rock. You can go in. They'll pay you. You'll do like celebrity makeup. And I was like, okay, I'm down. I was really nervous.
Had you been like working like on your own at that point?
No, I was still at Macy's.
Okay.
So at that point, I was kind of considering it. I wasn't sure. I was like, okay, maybe I'll leave, maybe not. And then once I was in that environment with other artists who have like done so many great things, it kind of inspired me to like leave my job. So.
Man, I know that's a tough decision for a lot of people in this industry, whether you be in beauty, whether just entertainment period, always trying to like find out or figure out rather when is the moment to leave the 9-to-5 and to really commit yourself fully to what the passion is. Right. Were you what was the moment for you trying to figure out, how can I survive off of this? Like were you struggling with that?
I was struggling a little bit, but at the time I did that first show, and then I was working with Angela Yee.
Okay.
So
yes. Shout out to the Breakfast Club.
Yes. I was working with her consistently. She would call me to her house. I would do her makeup for events. I was working on her podcast, Lip Service. So at that point, I was kind of generating a lot of income. So I was comfortable leaving.
Okay.
Yeah. So I left. At first, I was scared. I was nervous. But I would say if you are going to make that decision to leave your job, make sure you have a plan, like a savings account. I'll say that much. Yeah. Because at the time, I didn't have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you left. You started working with Black Girls Rock, Angela Yee. Everything is moving. You start to build this brand as Ashley Dalton.
Right.
What was informing you to really like continue with this path? Like, what did you find within the beauty industry that kept you there?
I guess it was my clients, the way they felt when I showed up. Like, oh my God, Ashley's here. Like, they trusted me with their face. They trusted me with like really big events, even when I worked with Angela for the Powerhouse concert, that was huge. She's in front of thousands of people, and you're trusting me with your face, you know. And sometimes I think people don't realize how important a makeup artist is.
Listen, with this show, I've realized that if your makeup artist don't have you on point, it's a struggle.
Right, your confidence. We make or break kind of your confidence before you step out. So. That's what kind of like kept me going. I just loved the way women felt when I did their makeup. Yeah.
So I can imagine, working for Black Girls Rock as a platform that's really like about highlighting young women and making sure that they, are informed about who they are, where they come from, and also what they have the potential to be. Yes. Was that a space that which you would say kind of founded or cultivated that, yes, I need to stand behind women, and beauty is like how I'm going to do it?
Yes, yes, for sure. And the artists on set, the hairstylists, they were also supportive to be in that environment and to have so many women like cheering you on. So maybe if I did the wrong color concealer, another artist would come over like, hey, Ash, try using this. You know, it wasn't shady. It wasn't mean. No one had ill intentions. It was all to help us move forward and for all of our clients to have the best results for TV. So it was a really good energy there. Yeah.
Now, we're in this day and age where YouTube allows anyone who's interested in beauty to create tons of videos, tons of tutorials. How did you find your uniqueness in the industry? How did you find that, okay, although there are tons of people putting up beauty tutorials, I'm Ashley Dalton, and this is what my brand is?
Right. First, I want to say there's 7 billion people on the planet. And to me, there's not enough makeup artists because I can't service everyone. Everyone else on YouTube can't service everyone within the world.
Right.
So there's enough to go around. But I think what makes me different is that service part. It's that professionalism. It's the way I interact with my clients. It's the way I make them feel. I'm not there for your money. I'm genuinely there to see you look your best. And I think that's why people hire me over and over again. That's why I'm recommended for jobs, because the experience they have with me is kind of one like no other. Yeah.
Word. Okay, I'm with that. Well, thank you for this first part. We got so much more to come. We got another guest coming up next by the name of Victor Ramos. Victor is another beauty industry expert, and he's got his own tips and things and story to tell you guys. When we come back from this break, he'll be here. So make sure you come back to interact.
Go ahead, said bounce.